Ladies and gentlemen, so glad you guys got a chance to come back and hang out with us here at Jimmy Jam Sessions. After all this time, we do a lot of different stuff, and we're going to take a little bit of a side exit off the ramp that we do a lot of hockey talking until October comes around, when hockey season comes around, and we got stuff to talk about. But right now, it is going right toward full steam ahead towards the NFL season. I'm getting ready with my team, and everybody else is getting ready for theirs. From everything we always talk about, from everything from the Eagles destroying the Chiefs in the Super Bowl, to free agency, coaching changes, to the draft, who drafted what, the deals that were made and were supposed to be made, and what did not happen, all the way to this very moment. As I do this video, it's going full fledged. So I'm going to get myself situated. And as I pivot over, we're going to do what we did kind of last year. We did a little tier list from the actual wonderful world of Tier Maker. And as everybody knows, the NFL is in fact the world's like the biggest monopoly in all sports. EPL is pretty big. Baseball's up there, but nobody rocks the NFL. It's practically an 11-month season. You talk about, and there's stuff going on all the time. But I have what I did last year, and pretty much what I did was pretty much not necessarily dissect, but in quick form, just put in the teams that may be in the position and those teams that probably are in talk to very possibly be in the Super Bowl context. And I'll start, and it's actually in alphabetical order. So, for example, I will start with the Arizona Cardinals, and I'm going to put them in B tier just for the sake of they play everybody in that division. Uh, they play everybody tough. Seattle, San Francisco, the Rams. Arizona plays everybody tough, and Kyler Murray is still there. Now he's got another weapon with our Marvin Harrison Jr. They got the kid from Arizona, I believe. They got a tight end. They got a left tackle. Their defense is actually slowly getting better. Ownership is a little bit hit and miss right now, but Arizona, I can't put them any lower than B. They always play everybody tough. Um, I'll try to speed through this, but it's going to be tough because we got to figure out why. I'm going to put my team in Atlanta. I'm going to put them in B tier as well. Um, it is Michael Penix time. I mean, we have to go full fledged with Michael Penix, but their wide receiver core is not bad. They have a top five defensive offensive line. Bijan and Algier is one of the best duos in the league. It's defense, defense, defense. They can't figure anything out on defense. They haven't for decades. And they went out and got two major pieces in the first round this year. So, and the other thing too is I put them at B because I think it's a two-horse race in the South. It's going to be them or Tampa. And right now, I think Tampa's a little bit better. I'll get to Tampa down the road. Let's go Baltimore. And we're jumping right into the pool. S tier. Baltimore, Lamar Jackson, the offense getting better. Derrick Henry still elite. And the defense just keeps finding ways to get better and better slowly but surely. It's almost like practically a complete team. And they're a 2-point conversion catch from Mark Andrews away from changing the whole AFC thing last season. Baltimore, absolutely. And you know what? While we're talking about that, Buffalo, S tier. As long as you got Josh Allen, pretty much no matter what the wide receiver core is, they do need at least a big piece somewhere. They had an issue with the running back, but they still got a good offensive line. The defense is hit and miss, but as long as you got Josh Allen, they're going to win that division. They're going to win that division by default. That's the Buffalo Bills. Carolina, we're going to just put them in D tier. They're still a major rebuild. But I think Bryce Young is going to get better. They do have pieces now in wide receiver. Running back, they did draft a running back. Defense is still slowly getting better, but Carolina is still in a massive rebuild. Ownership is very sus. Now I get to a tough one. The Chicago Bears, for the time being, I'm going to put them in B tier because Ben Johnson's the head coach. Can he change the atmosphere with Caleb Williams? The offense looks good on paper, but put it on the field, especially in what's probably going to be one of the best divisions in the league. We have to see it to believe it. There's people thinking Chicago might win 11, 12 games. I can't go that far yet. Let's see what it looks like. Cincinnati, I'm going to make my friend Zach Huey, who runs Attic Talks on Spotify. Go check his stuff out. I'm going to give him a little bit of flour here. I'm going to give him a flower. I'm going to put the Cincinnati Bengals in S tier. Um, I usually should put them in A because I think they're going to be the highest scoring team in the league. It's defense that's going to be a little bit sus, but they've been the ownership has been cheap. They need to pay Trey Henderson, but they've got the best triple threat in the league. And Joe Burrow is Joe Burrow. Joe is Joe. Cleveland, D tier. I can't give them any more. They don't even know who the quarterback is. Is it going to be Flacco probably to start, or Shadur Sanders going to be there? This team is going to be. I mean, for years this team was good, but you also signed Miles Garrett. He wants a Super Bowl, and you think it's going to come into Cleveland? I don't know. Dallas, for the time being, I'm going to put you in C tier. Uh, when you got George Pickens, that's going to help your offensive core. You have a 1-2 punch now. And is Dak going to be Dak? That's the thing. Dak throwing to CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens. They're going to score points. But is Miles is are you going to get over that hump to finally compete with a Washington and the Philly in your division? I can't put them any higher than C tier. Broncos. Here's a surprise. I'm going to put them in A tier. I mean, I think their team is younger. Is definitely young. Defense was good. It is young. It is actually not really elite, but it is above average and it does making plays. But Sean Payton has turned Bo Nix into a very, very capable winning quarterback. Keep your eyes on the Broncos. They also play everybody in their own division. Very, very tough. I think the Broncos, I'm not a hard Bronco fan, but they're on the rise once again, and Sean Payton's the reason why. Detroit. The Lions, S tier. They may take a step back a little bit this year with the loss of Ben Johnson and Aaron Glenn, the defensive coordinator. But if Jared Goff runs this offense the way they have, the two running backs that they got, Armand St. Brown, they score points. They now have an offense that can score points. Defense, and also I'll think about this: all the defense people that were hurt last year, they're all coming back. Aiden Hutchinson, they are coming back. Let's just see in coaching ways if they stay up. That they may drop maybe a game or two, but let's keep them in this tier in the bubble for now. Green Bay, B tier. We have to see what Jordan Love can do with all the young wide receivers that they have. They just keep drafting wide receivers, but as long as they have Jacobs as the running back, and they do have a young defense, but Green Bay, let's just see what Jordan Love can do. This is a tough one for me. Houston, for the time being, I want to put you in A tier. There's people that say Houston will win this division by default, the AFC South. CJ Stroud will have all his receivers back healthy. Tank Dell, Nico Collins. They have a good tight end. Defense is young, but they've got to be able to get over that next hump. I mean, they got to Kansas City, and of course, a couple calls in Kansas City wipes them out. But can they hold that division? That's the question. It's going to be the weakest division in league next to the next to the NFC South. And speaking of that, I throw the next three out there. Indianapolis, I'm going to put you in C tier. I don't know who the quarterback is. I don't know if it's going to be Anthony Richardson or Daniel Jones, but you've got pieces. You got a running back. You've got a couple young tight ends. The defense needs to step up. Indianapolis, I'll put you at C, and I'm going to put Jacksonville right next to it. I may move them up, but Jacksonville, they now have a little bit of an offensive scheme. If Trevor Lawrence now over injuries, can he come back and have a comeback season? And plus, you're going to have Brian Thomas as your run as a wideout, and you made that big deal to get Travis Hunter. Can you put points on the board, especially in that division, which is a winnable division? I know Houston's going to be tough, but it's Indy and Tennessee. Can you get up there and have yourself a breakout season for Jacksonville? People are going to hate me for this. I'm going to put the Kansas City Dynasty, the Kansas City Chiefs. I'm going to put them down to A tier, but I should put them in S because it's Patrick Mahomes, it's Andy Reid. They're going to get Rashee Rice back. They don't quit finding. They're never going to quit finding ways to win. They just do. But they have a very, very tough schedule coming up, and I personally believe I don't think they are going to be winning 10 games of one possession games like they did last year. They won with bad calls. They won with referee helping. They won with a blocked field goal. They won with winning a field goal. I can't talk about the Chiefs anymore. We know what they are, and maybe humble was what they needed to be at the Super Bowl. The Las Vegas Raiders, I'm going to put you in C for now because Pete Carroll will help this team around, and they went and got Ashton Genty. And I just think the Raiders play everybody tough also in their own division. Heck, they almost beat Kansas City twice. They played Kansas City twice. And if it wasn't for a bad call on a fumble and they called it dead and they just gave the ball to Kansas City, you never know. Pete Carroll's a good coach, so keep your eye on the Raiders. I will put the Chargers. I am not used to calling them the Los Angeles Chargers. I'm just calling them the Chargers, but I'm putting them in S tier. I think they may be the ones to win the division this year, but it's still a work in progress for Jim Harbaugh. But it's a Jim Harbaugh team now. They want to run the football, pound the rock. They've got a good, solid defense, and Justin Herbert is not throwing the ball 40 times a game. He's only throwing 20, 25 times. They need another weapon outside, but I think they have an opportunity to upend the Kansas City Chiefs dynasty and at least knock the Chiefs down to maybe a wild card, but we'll find out. For now, I'll have them in the S tier, but they're getting joined by the other LA team, and that's the Rams. As long as Matt Stafford is still alive and breathing, and they just got Devontae Adams, guys. So that you lose Cooper Kupp, but you pick up Devontae Adams, what can you possibly do? Defense is young, front office is well run. It's not just because it's LA. They are well run and getting the right people into a Sean McVay atmosphere. Keep your eye on the Rams. Dolphins, boy, this is a tough one. I may need to put you in D tier because I just don't know. I think this is Mike McDaniels on the hot seat. Can Tua reignite this offense? They don't know a thing of what's going on with Tyreek Hill. The defense took a step back. I'm going to keep the Dolphins on a D tier. Minnesota, C tier. The only reason I put C tier is I don't know about JJ McCarthy. You're going to have Justin Jefferson. You've 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 got a decent running back. The other one, Jordan Addison, he's going to be out for the first couple games of the season with the suspension. I don't know anything about where the Minnesota Vikings are going to go because we don't know how good JJ McCarthy is. C tier for now. It can go up and down. Um, this is going to be another real bold thing. I'm going to put the Patriots in B tier. I just think Mike Vrabel is going to turn this team inside out after all the years post Belichick and Brady. Drake May will now have weapons. Drake May is going to have a better coaching system, and I think they're going to believe it. And I've never been a Patriots fan. I always call the Patriots the evil empire. That now belongs to the Kansas City Chiefs. But can Drake May turn a team inside out and get some guidance with Mike Vrabel? Keep your eye on the Patriots. They could be one of the most improved teams of the league. These are next two are really easy. The Saints, they got three young tight ends. They don't know who the quarterback's going to be. They're going to be a massive rebuild, D tier. The Giants, you went out and got Russell Wilson. You drafted Jackson Dart, and Tommy Cutlets is still on your roster. I'm going to put you in D, but you could be a C because you went out and got Abdul Carter from Penn State. In fact, I'll be nice. I'm going to put you up in C tier. Let's just do that. The Jets, I'll put you in C tier. We have to see what Justin Fields can do with that. Garrett Wilson just got a contract extension. Can the defense be better under Aaron Glenn, the new head coach? Let's keep you at C for now. You're not going to pass Buffalo. Just forget that. Just compete and try to make the team better. This is an easy one. Actually, next couple will be easy. Philadelphia, when you're the defending champs, you obviously are going to be the S tier. The Jalen Hurts, they said he was the ninth rated best quarterback in the limit. You're an MVP. Keep it that way. And Saquon has found a home. Happy for him, but that defense just continues to get better, and they have one of the best offensive lines in the league. Wide receivers, they don't have to do a whole heck of a lot. Do what you need to do to win games. That's what Philadelphia does, and they're so well run. The Steelers, I will put you in B tier. We just have to see if Aaron Rodgers can do what he can do. You spend all your money on defense. You gave TJ Watt that big extension, which is fine. Are you going to be able to put points on the board with three tight ends, two running backs, Warren and the kid from Iowa, and you're going to run with DK Metcalf, Roman Wilson, and Calvin Austin, who both of those two haven't even proven themselves yet, and you think you can win 8 or 9 games? I wish you the best in that division. You got to outscore you got to outscore Baltimore and Cincinnati, for God's sake. San Francisco, B tier, just because you're going to have the easiest schedule in the league, but they're also getting older. You paid Brock Purdy. they had to give up Debo Samuel just to help out the cause. So, but they will have the easiest schedule in the league. But in that division, it's going to get tough with the Rams, the Cardinals, and the Seahawks. Speaking of the Seahawks, you will put me. You, I will put you in B tier, but I could put you in C because I don't know what Sam Darnold will bring. He had a hell of a year in Minnesota, but he fell off the last 3 games of the season, including the season ender against Detroit, where that could have won the division at home field. But then they lost, then they fell down. So I don't know what goes on with Seattle. We'll figure that out. They did get Cooper Cup, but Sam Darnold's got to step up on a new atmosphere. So we'll find that out. Tampa, A tier. I have to put them in Tampa or Tampa in A tier. I have to put them ahead of Atlanta because they did in fact win the division. They have the keys to the car in the division right now. But Baker Mayfield's a top 10 quarterback. They got better. They got that other wide receiver from Ohio State, along with Mike Evans and Godwin coming back. That team is a I'm not going to say juggernaut, but they are going to be a hard out for anybody. Tampa at A tier for now. Tennessee's going to be a massive rebuild. They're going to be D tier. Cam Ward's going to get the ball. He's going to go full edge. Will Levis is out for the year with a shoulder injury. Call Atlanta, get Kirk Cousins, and then Washington is going to be A tier. Um, are we going to see the same exact thing that what we saw from Jaden Daniels and that group? Now, I was a believer because I watched that Atlanta game with Washington. Nobody could stop Jaden Daniels, and then they had a battle beating Detroit, and then they went to Philly, and then they had a nice little fight there for the NFC title. But can we see the same thing happen in Washington? I think Philly and Washington are going to own that division, and it's going to be a foot race between those two. So, guys, I mean, anything that you see on this one on the board that you think I should probably change? I mean, in all aspects, I should probably move Houston up there because I think they will win that division in S tier. We probably should kick Kansas City up there because they're gonna find a way. Kansas City always finds a freaking way to get in there. And you know what? I'm just gonna put Atlanta there because they will contend. They're going to win games. And Chicago is going to be tough for me. Pittsburgh's going to be tough for me. But everybody else, where do you think I should move everything? But but I mean, this is an actually honest Super Bowl bubble. Buffalo, Baltimore, Houston. Now Cincinnati, I'm being really really generous. In fact, I'll move you down to A just because of the defense. But Detroit, the Chargers, the Rams, Eagles, and God forbid the Chiefs are not going to go away. We know that. But what would you like to put in your Super Bowl bubble? Who do you think should be up there? Who do you think I should move? Put a comment and chuck a like if you like the video because we might do some more of this down the road as the NFL season starts. I got to have something to do until hockey season starts. The bar is closed. I appreciate you guys hanging out. Hit that subscribe button. You want to see more antics and more stuff like this, more stuff that we do. I appreciate you hanging out, and I am closing the bar, and I'll see all you lovely legends in the next one. We're getting ready for NFL already. It's already here. Be ready, root your team, whatever. We'll never stop talking about it until February. I'll see you guys in the next one.